Howdy everyone, thanks for tuning in as always. Before we start, make sure everyone subscribes if you like the stuff that we've been doing so far. We've been having a lot of fun doing it, so if you can help us out by
sharing,
following, liking, commenting, and all that stuff, all the typical stuff that I know we've actually spoken about hating all that kind of thing with social media, but it is part of the game. We have to play the game if we want to be involved in it, so it is what it is.
Hate the game, not the players.
Exactly. So today's topic, I guess, we're going into something a little bit different again. You want to lead the way on this one?
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about Liver King.
Okay, so this is the first time I'm hearing about it. So what do you know about it? What is it?
Okay, so Liver King is he's a social media sensation that's been going on for a while. So he eats a lot of an ancestral diet.
Okay.
But it's not like he adds in, so it's mostly meats, liver, so that's why he's Liver King. He used to like grab, or he still does, I guess, and eat big beef livers in public and just chew it raw. And,
raw?
Yeah,
doesn't even cook
100%. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, and then he's like doing weightlifting and he's like, hello, primals. and he's doing weights and stuff. And he's very entertaining. Like, so he's trying to raise awareness of like, eating better will give you, less health problems and stuff like that.
Yep.
So his diet, he's trying to, it's like basically the carnivore diet, but with fruit. So it's quite entertaining.
Yeah.
So he is a big guy, and for a lot of people, I kind of knew. I didn't really care. I didn't really care. He was on steroids. I kind of knew it.
Yeah. You can usually tell when someone's on steroids because they're really massive, and it's very hard to naturally get to that point. Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know anything about steroids, but I believe part of what steroids does is, like when you're working out and you feel tired, steroids allows you to kind of continue on a bit longer, I guess. Is that what it sort of does? Yeah.
And recover quicker.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So,
because I thought initially when I first heard of steroids, I thought it actually literally made your muscles bigger.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was doing. But it turns out to it's actually just allowing you to sort of work harder and exercise and stuff like that, which is like, all right, so why is it considered to be like illegal or bad, or like it's just another thing to help you? I don't know. I didn't really understand it,
Yeah, I don't understand why it's illegal, really, because
it's just all it's doing is just helping you work out.
Maybe I need to research it. It's actually nothing that I've really bothered or cared about finding out why it was illegal. I'm just like, okay, it's illegal.
Yeah, so I'm sure we're maybe missing something.
We're missing something, yeah. So, but and people that hate steroids, you got to have a think about it. It's actually allowing you to do stuff that you wouldn't normally do and then gain an insane amount of muscle in a short period of time. You could work out twice a day, and your muscles, you have to eat lots and, get that fuel going and everything. But it enables you to do stuff that, normal people can't do without the steroids. And you kind of get addicted to that stuff. I understand why they do it. It's very addictive.
Yeah.
You're going up new weights and you're doing incredible stuff, and it's impressive. But I understand. Let's just put it.
I mean, I've never had a problem with people using it. I mean, whatever. Because I know, in sports in particular, it's obviously a big no-no.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of sports people who have obviously been caught using steroids and stuff. Yeah. But it's like, think of all the things that you're using to give yourself an advantage in your sport. So why would steroids be any different? Like, I didn't know. And if everyone's on steroids, then everyone's on the equal ground.
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So it does have some side effects, probably health side effects, but I just think it's like, you got cigarettes, they're legal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to smoke a cigarette, you can do so.
Yeah.
And it's going to kill you, at some point, potentially, depending on how your genetics are.
Genetics definitely plays a part, because there are people, obviously, who die in their 60, and then there's people who continue on to their 90s and they're still smoking. So,
but it's the inflammation that gets you. It's more so if it promotes inflammation. But I just think it's stupid. Like, you got some you know, a lot of foods that we can buy are so like full of inflammation, and that kills you quicker. You know, but it's legal. Yeah. So why steroids? Is, you know?
We're just very hypocritical in a lot of the things that we do that we try to, you know, censor and allow us. I mean, it comes down to censorship as well, a little bit like we talked about before. But like, we just pick and choose.
You choose your poisons, and you know, I think it's kind of a little bit silly that we.
But it's funny that we pick it, but they, as in like the people who make all these rules, pick and choose what we can and cannot do.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, like, none of it really is consistent. Because, like, you know, you bring up the smoking and alcohol argument.
Yeah.
They're both legal. And yet, you know, like things like other, you know, what do you call them? What do you call other drugs, whatever, party drugs or whatever, you know, kind of
those
thing.
things, yeah.
They're considered illegal in most countries, you know. It's just like, but... You know, if you look at the data, like it clearly shows that, like, you know, alcohol kills more people than anyone else.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's like more violence is caused by alcohol than any other drug.
I'm not saying that certain drugs don't do the same thing. They obviously do.
Meth.
Yeah, but like for example, you know, like marijuana, for example. I mean, we know that it's fairly harmless compared to, you know, alcohol and things like that.
Yeah.
So, and yet it's deemed, you know, I believe there was a bit of a whole propaganda thing and all this kind of stuff that goes way back into like the 30s or 40s or whatever it was, and because you have to remember there was a time when it wasn't illegal.
Yeah,
like it wasn't legal because they weren't really, you know, not aware of it, but they were like, it just wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
but like it wasn't illegal.
No.
And at some point, they just made it illegal.
Yeah.
You know, it's just...
Well, it's kind of weird, but with Liver King, he finally admitted after saying, no, I don't take steroids, don't touch the stuff, I don't inject, nothing. He kept on saying that on all these podcasts. And then finally, I don't know who specifically leaked it, but they found emails and doctors, you know, like emails and stuff, and they've leaked it out to the public. And then everyone on social media has been bashing Liver King for steroids. Me, personally, I was like, well...
I guess maybe the pushback is because he's promoting, like...
He's lying. That's probably the only thing, but
lying, but also I think like if he's promoting like, you know, better health, better eating and stuff like that, and then also is taking steroids, which
made him more popular because he was big and he stood out.
But I think some people might consider that to be like, you know, not good. Like you're promoting better eating and yet you're taking something illegal or not good for you. Whether that's, you know, right or justified, I don't know, but. That seems to be what the pushback seems to be about, you know, in regards to the lying, but also the fact that he's taking something that maybe some people don't consider to be healthy.
Yeah,
that'd be the equivalent of like, say, they called him like smoking or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So, but I'm like, yeah, whatever. Who cares? He can do whatever he wants. Yeah. So who cares? You know, he's still promoting the same thing.
Yeah.
So
he's creating awareness and all that type of stuff. So, you know. It's a lot healthier than a lot of them.
Yeah, and he's never promoted the steroids thing, so I mean, who
not
cares?
At all.
Yeah.
So he apologized. We'll show the apology, but that's.
Well, do you know who Joe Rogan accused of taking steroids?
He actually accused Liver King as well.
Did he?
He said Liver King's roided.
Joe usually he says he can pretty much tell, like, because he's obviously one of the guys that does all that stuff, and he can tell.
He
apparently.
Can spot him.
Yeah. He reckons The Rock is taking steroids.
I agree.
That's what he's been saying.
I agree.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to think a lot of those wrestlers as well were taking steroids, especially back in the day.
But I understand because, like, once you reach a certain age, your testosterone just, you know, falls off.
Yeah, because he's like, in his 50s now, I guess?
Yeah. And to keep going, you need something stronger because you definitely can't go as hard.
He's gotten big, though, like, over the last, 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, massive. Like, he was big when he was in the WWF or WWE. But, like, over the last 10 years when he started doing more movies and stuff, like, he's gotten massive.
Yeah. I wonder if I actually don't personally know this one, but maybe some of the viewers can comment and let us know. Was the wrestling, was it illegal for those wrestlers to do steroids, or was it a rule put in place? Because
I think it wasn't a thing until a certain point. I don't know when, and then it was illegal.
Yeah, because I noticed The Rock, as soon as he pretty much left wrestling, he did a few cameos, but he just exploded with his muscle size and stuff like that. So maybe you can't. And I think it's because a lot of kids are watching. We don't want that type of stuff, to reflect badly on the company. So I think that's what it was.
But you have to also understand there was a lot of illegal substances being used by wrestlers for years and years. And years anyway.
For sure.
A lot of it wasn't necessarily for entertainment value or anything like that on their end. It was more to do with because these guys, even though the sport is technically fake and all fixed and stuff, they still
work hard.
Yeah, they still work hard and damage their bodies beyond repair.
Yeah.
It's not like it's fake in that sense. They still do a lot of stunts and stuff like that.
And I think sometimes they do split themselves open and it's real blood.
Yep.
And
definitely.
And they're professionals, so they'll keep going with it.
Yeah.
And I suppose they've got certain things if they can't go on anymore, they'll quit.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of old wrestlers who they've come on and done interviews and stuff and said that all those years of wrestling and stuff has just taken its toll. And a lot of them have back injuries. Some of them can't walk anymore.
Yeah.
And this is the stuff that we just don't see because we think of them of back in the in the heyday and stuff like that. It's they were the supreme kings of wrestling. You don't see them now. They're all hobbling and just on crutches and on wheelchairs and
100%.
And these guys are apparently in a fake sport. If that's the fake sport, how do you think the guys in the UFC and all that stuff are going to be doing in 20, 30 years time?
Yeah, well,
they're going to be stuffed.
I think Conor McGregor, because he snapped his foot or his leg from a fight. And he's done, I reckon he's done some steroids so that it improved his recovery so he could get back into the game.
Yeah.
Not only that, he must have taken full advantage of all these strength games because he's not fought or done any testing that would get him eliminated. So I guess he's going through a period of time. I'm not going to, join and do some drug testing until I've got it out of my system.
Yeah, of course, that makes sense.
So, that's, but yeah, it's pretty cool in that respect that you can recover from your injuries. And I think a lot of people would love to do that because can you imagine just you've hurt your back, you take some steroids and then, all of a sudden you start recovering a lot quicker.
Steroids must have some legal use though, because why is it even existing?
They do have some type of thing, different types of steroids too. So, some make you angry. I suppose, but
the angry Hulk. The Hulk must have been on steroids, definitely back in the day.
What about Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan. I don't think he was on steroids because he was a big guy, but he never got into that massive muscly. He was you could see he was quite organic in his sort of way. But then in saying that, back in those days, you have a look at the wrestlers of the say the 70s and 80s and then compare them to the ones that came later on.
Yeah.
They look different. They just the ones now are leaner, more bigger muscles. You can see the actual the actual muscle outlines and stuff. Whereas before it was almost fatty, but it was just big, and so you know what I mean. It was clearly they were not using steroids, or if they were, they weren't using it in a way that was making them bigger or anything like that.
Yeah, I think I don't know. John Cena. He looks very huge. But I wonder if he's using testosterone. It's got sort of it's not a steroid, but it does a certain effect.
I'm sure there's something illegal and it does the same effects or whatever. They're going to try and use it.
Yeah.
100%. Because why wouldn't you? Why would you not? So if you can get away with it, why not?
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of but in terms of Liver King, a lot of people were outraged. I'm like, he lied. But we all knew. Well, I personally knew, so I'm like, I noticed that he lied, but I was over that a long time ago.
I guess you're probably to your point. You're right. I think the lying was probably the biggest thing because if he had said numerous times over the years that he didn't take steroids, and then it turned out to be true, then I get it. Because then what else is he lying about?
Yeah,
you know what I mean, he could be lying about other stuff.
Yeah, I see that point. Yeah, but I knew, and I was like, I was still entertained.
Yeah, I think most people, I haven't seen a picture of him, so I don't know, but I guess we'll bring up a picture of him here. But I guess if I'd seen him and you could tell, like if you can tell that he's on steroids, then I don't think people should be that shocked by it, really.
No, not at all.
So,
and you're kind of like, yeah, we know, but we don't care.
Yeah.
Just entertain us.
I don't know why. Like, I guess maybe he just said he wasn't using it because of the fact that he's promoting this whole sort of better health kind of thing.
And
you know?
he had like a lot of kids are his fans and stuff, and he does photos with the fans.
I don't think if I was in his position, I would have not even mentioned it at all.
Yeah.
Like, I know, and that's hard to do if someone asked you. Like, why was he mentioning it that he was not on steroids? Was he
Everyone was asking him.
Oh, okay.
So he kept on denying.
I guess he should just, I don't know. I mean, what could you do with that? I mean, he should have just admitted it, I guess. But,
but it makes it a bit hard to push your, a better lifestyle.
I guess so. But then, like, it goes back to our point. Like, is steroids really, like, the worst thing in the world? Like, it's just who cares if they use it, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. You're taking on the risks.
Yeah.
And you're accepting it. And, if you want to, if it shortens your lifespan and you're happy with that, then go for it, man.
Does it actually shorten your lifespan, or?
It makes you more prone to certain things.
Other health complications.
You've got like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. They've been taking steroids for a long time. Yeah. So they've had a few heart surgeries.
Schwarzenegger's had 2 heart surgeries.
So it kind of comes in the territory. So you got to accept that. And so Liver King's addressed the health implications of steroids, and if you want to live a longer life, probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But
maybe it's one of those things like in moderation, as long as he's not overusing it or anything like that.
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but
I mean, because you have to assume that if he is taking it, he's probably getting some medical advice from doctors or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and you would think that those doctors, if they knew what they were doing, that they would tell him this is the right dosage for you, and don't use more than this or whatever. So,
but I wonder if the doctor or whoever leaked out the information, they lost their license or something.
Yeah, why would they even do that?
Yeah, because you lost your career, and
but
Liver
wouldn't be working
with
him anymore.
He's still rich. Liver King's still rich, so
where's he making his money then?
A lot of YouTube and social media and stuff like that, and he's got supplement companies. He's also with the carnivore doctor, Paul Saladino. I think that's his name. I know it's Saladino.
Yeah.
I know 100% it's Saladino. I've just gone mentally blank, so excuse me.
Saladino is probably like a Tony or something like that.
Yeah.
Tony Saladino, Italian mafia.
Well, that's what I think it is. When I'm on the spot, I kind of sometimes lose.
Yeah, same thing as well. Like in one of the previous episodes, I was talking about this actor who used to have this regimen of waking up every day, like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Yeah. And like he'd go to bed at like, now I'm just trying to think, who the hell is it? It's some well-known actor. It's definitely an actor now. I'm thinking it's an actor. But yeah, it was just one of those things. And I'm now having the same brain fart moment. Like I just can't remember. Like I remember his name any other time, but then as soon as I need to know,
you keep watching the guy or something, and you're following him, and then when it comes to talking about, you're like, oh, what's his name?
Can't remember him now. Yeah, it'll come to me later on. Literally, as soon as we stop recording, be like, oh, that's his name.
Yeah,
like, damn it.
So I'm pretty sure it's Paul Saladino.
All right, cool.
You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'll give you permission.
Yes.
But
yeah, cool. All right, so that's all about Liver King then.
Yeah, so let's watch a reaction.
Yeah, let's do some. Yeah, so we'll I guess we'll link in the description to our reaction to Liver King, and we'll,
all right,
something different for us. There you go.
Yeah,
cool. So don't forget to follow us on social media, or we're on Facebook, Instagram, and we're also on Spotify if you want to listen to the podcast, which I generally do a lot of for podcasts. I don't watch a lot of them anymore. I tend to listen to them on Spotify. So we've catered to that. So we're on Spotify. But also subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are watching this. And
comment to us on our socials, because we'll reply.
Yeah, definitely. And also just give us some suggestions on what else you want us to check out on this topic or any other topic as well. So
we're happy. We're pretty open. Except don't tell us to do meth or something as a trial.
A whole episode on
or
meth.
Steroids for a whole month and see our gains.
We do like a because we wanted to do a hot sauce one where we just sort of reacting to different hot sauce.
Yeah.
And like some of us will probably say, "Oh, you should do one for meth, different kinds of meth." You know, like, end of the episode, we're just completely fucked up. You know?
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, just give us some reasonable suggestions.
Yeah, just no meth.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be it. We'll see you on the next one.
See you guys.